Yo, what is up, guys? Gameverse back again, once again, doing another review for you guys today, man. So today we're reviewing a really cool game. Today we are reviewing Pathologic 3. Yes, this is the new installment in the Pathologic series. It was released on January 9th, 2026, so it is a fairly new game, and it released for PC with the people called Hype Train Digital. They published the game, continuing the story of the bachelor in the town of Gorkon. You know, after Pathologic 2, which was a free prologue, and then Pathologic 3, Quarantine, which was a demo, which was available last year. And the release date, like I said, was on the January 9th. Developers actually also Ice Big Lodge, and the game is on PC and PS5 and Xbox Series. No, sorry. It is only on PC and will release later this year to PS5 and Series X. It's a really good reimagining of the Bachelor's route, focusing on survival in a plague-ridden town. So, quite similar to Pathologic 2, you got 12 days this time, and you've got to solve the plague, the outbreak of the plague. And first impressions on this game, though, it feels like you might immediately regret the game because the game throws you in with no mercy, and there's a lot of confusion at the start of the game with the overwhelming systems, mechanics, and the lack of guidance. The game definitely doesn't hold your hand. The moment you thought, why exactly what am I playing this game, is the time that you should actually continue playing the game, because the game is meant to be played like that, and the game actively punishes you. You gotta be quick on your feet with the time pressure, and then also the impossible choices. There's so much choices in the game. The game is also very dialogue based, meaning you are gonna be reading a lot, and you gotta read in order to actually make the right decisions. If you end up not reading the things that these characters say, you will end up taking a path in the game that is not favored, and it might surely lead you down the wrong path. So yeah, Pathologic is still very much like Pathologic 2, which I did do a review on in my channel. You can go ahead and check it out. Pathologic 2 was really good, and with Pathologic 3 they just made the game even better. And it's supposed to feel like this. The game's supposed to feel unfair a lot, and it's supposed to feel like that because that's how the game is designed, putting you in a time crunch, having to solve a plague-ridden town in less than 12 days. But with Pathologic 3, there's some new mechanics introduced, like the time traveling mechanic, which is really cool. I really enjoyed that, and it adds to the time pressure in the game, how scarce the resources are, and how much the game has evolved in terms of the story and in terms of its mechanics. So survival is the enemy in the game, not the goal. The hunger is still there. You got to manage your hunger. You got to manage illnesses. You've got to examine people. There's a lot of exhaustion in the game, and of course the ultimate decay of the town if you do not solve anything. If you don't solve anything, the town will obviously become plague ridden. You'll end up going down with the town. And this time around in Pathologic 3, they actually gave us about 7 endings. The game has 7 endings this time around, and that's really cool. So the game encourages a lot of replayability in comparison to Pathologic 2, Pathologic 1. The survival mechanics in the game ultimately create uh, a stress-ridden environment, but it still feels really cool, and I do like the vibe of it. The survival mechanics create stress instead of power, but like I said, in comparison to fun survival games, that is why this game is different, and it wears its moves very much on its sleeves. The moral choices that you make in the game is really cool. I did enjoy the moral choices and the choices that you can actually make, and the freedom of choice in the game is really cool. No clear good or bad decisions in the game or outcomes. Saving one person means letting another one suffer in the case of the game, and the game makes you live with your decisions. You can't really go back, but with this one, you can actually go back. You can actually go back, but sometimes some conversations cannot be it will end up not being the same conversation when you end up traveling back in time again. And this world really doesn't care about you with the oppressive atmosphere and the constant dread. Because of this plague, there are these creatures that you face, and once again, the town is just super weird. The game very much is a weird game, but as you begin to play it and further you get into the game, you'll realize how weird the game really is. And the NPCs in the game just treating you with suspicion or hostility until you actually start to save people's lives, and then the town actually starts hearing about you. You being the doctor traveling from another town to help the people out. You only thing that you were sent was a message. You were sent a letter to come to the town in order to help with the outbreak. And the town feels alive, but also very much against you until you start saving people's lives, and then the storytelling ultimately picks up, and they start respecting you more, and they have less hostility towards you. Storytelling through very much suffering in the game. Environmental storytelling over the exposition. Like I said, the dialogue feels very good. In some cases, even philosophical, a little bit cryptic sometimes, and very much unsettling. Sometimes it's unsettling when you talk to these people with these masks on, and there's a lot of confusion. And I feel like the confusion in the game is part of the narrative design. So, kind of like figuring out everything on your own in terms of the dialogue. There's a lot of Easter eggs involved in the game as well, so figuring out particular secrets in the game is very much encouraged. And I don't know, sometimes this game can feel very hard to recommend, and I remember playing the second one. I actually didn't play Pathologic 1, but with the second one, I really enjoyed it. And in some cases, it's quite hard to recommend it because it's not accessible and it's not welcoming to players, and in a lot of cases, it's not a relaxing game to play, so you might feel very stressed when playing it. I feel like there will probably be a lot of people that will hate this game instantly. And, most players will bounce off from the game early and might not play it again. And in some cases, I might find myself among those players. But at the moment it clicked when the system started to make more sense in the game, and I understand why the game was so cruel as it is. The realization that everything in the game has meaning, that will obviously make you feel glad, and obviously there's more emotional impact that lingers. It's a very rare game, and I feel like it respects player intelligence, because you gotta be intelligent in this game, and that's how Pathologic 3 does something most games don't even try. So, and it feels very anti double triple A, and I feel like it's a double A game. Even with the budget that they had, it will still feel like a double A game. There was a little bit of performance issues running the game on my GTX 1660 Ti. I experienced a lot of frame drops in the game with playing it on ultimate settings. But there were some cases where that picked up, and I ended up putting the game just a little bit lower. I put it on high settings, and I ended up getting a stable 60 frames per second. But other than that, zero bugs in the game. Final verdict, what I liked about the game, what I hated, what I admired. I feel like what I hated about the game in some instances, but then I also understand why the game was designed that way. It's a game worth playing, and it makes you feel very discouraged a lot of the time, and it actually encourages that because you gotta fight through it, and also then admire what you have accomplished in the game while also saving this entire town. And I think it's totally worth just checking out. And the cool part about Pathologic 3 is they actually released a demo that you can also check out on Steam. If you're on PC, like I said, the game will be coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X later this year. And I think it's just worth checking out. If you have it on PC, don't go ahead and buy it immediately. Go ahead and play the demo first, which I actually did play myself. I think I uploaded that to my channel. You can go ahead and check. But I played the demo, and I think it was really good. And I ended up getting the game on sale on Steam for a very good price in the holidays last year. So yeah, that is my review for Pathologic 3, guys. Let me know if you guys have played it. Let me know if you're planning to play it. What you think about the game. What you think about the Pathologic series. Should it continue? And what do you think ultimately? Just let me know in the comment section below. And I think final score for Pathologic 3 will be a solid 7 out of 10. A solid 7 out of 10 for Pathologic 3. I even make it a 7.5. Let's give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it deserves that. Let me know if you guys are going to play it. Please like this video, guys, if you enjoyed it. And of course, subscribe to my channel for some more awesome content like this. And of course, guys, I have been Gamerverse, and I will see you in another video.